Hey guys, what's going on? So today I am going to review AlphaZone Pro, which is a indicator for TradingView and Thinkorswim by Roger Scott. But before we get into all that, I just want to mention a couple of things. The first one being a review that I did a few years ago now on Nate Bear's Profit Surge Trader. If you like swing trades that come out on a Monday, and basically swing trade options, maybe two or three of them, and you hold them for a few days to a week or so, sometimes even same day trades. And basically, this guy's phenomenal. He turned 37,000 into $2.7 million over the course of, I think, 4 years. So pretty amazing guy. All you have to do if you want to join his service, which is really low cost, is click on the links in this article that I'll link down in the description below. For example, right here, and it will open up the order form for $179 for a year with 12 months risk-free guarantee. So pretty good. You can get your money back if you don't like it. Maybe it's not for you, and it's pretty unusual to get that in this industry. So definitely check that out if you want to do swing trading options that are sort of short-term swing trades. So definitely check that out. The other thing I want to talk about is something that I did the other night with the guys from this service called Spy ATM Alerts. And this is amazing zero DTE options trading, which is what we're also going to be talking about in AlphaZone Pro, because it's zero DTE trades that is recommended for those. So these zero DTE SPY trades come out every single day at 10:30 a.m. unless one skipped for reasons that the algorithm tells us why we, basically skips trades because the probability is low that they'd work. And so the results have been phenomenal, 124% in 2024, 100% in 5 months, 6 months now. We're actually up a bit more than that since I made this landing page. So definitely check it out if you want to trade at 10:30 Eastern time. Basically, you take a zero DTE option at exactly this time, and it lasts about 20 minutes. So we call it 20% in 20 minutes usually. Really great. We're getting some amazing feedback. The webinar we did the other night was good if you saw that. And yeah, come and check it out. Pretty good. All right, on with the actual main review for the day. So let's get rid of this guy. Let's put this guy along here. So yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm going to review AlphaZone Pro. So I'll leave a link to this webinar for it right here. You can go and check it out. And so put your best email in, and it'll take you to a webinar, which will show you like how amazing this indicator actually is. So definitely check this out. I'll leave the link for it in the description below. I logged into the dashboard right here, and I'll show you some real signals on the Thinkorswim platform. I haven't used the TradingView platform yet, but there is one, and you can use TradingView or Thinkorswim. All right, so you don't actually get alerts with this service because it's an indicator. So when you click on the alerts tab here, you basically get stuff about updating TradingView codes and things. So you don't get alerts like stock or options alerts in here. This is all about master classes. So the nice thing, one of the nice things that I like at least about this is that the indicator, you get a lot of support for the indicator. Like a lot of these indicators don't give you, like you're just left to your own devices. Roger Scott actually does a lot of coaching on how to use them the best, which is really important because I think a lot of people fail with indicators because they don't really know how to use them properly to add to them or whatever to make them actually work. So definitely check. Basically, definitely think about like what you would actually have to do with this. For example, the the thing is, we're gonna. My wife's emailing me, messaging me. So the thing with this is the frequently asked questions stuff. So you get told like what you should do and what account size you should use and stuff, which is really important. So basically, the indicator is based around zero DTE options, and you can use $100 to $300 per trade on a $1,000 account. And most of them are day trading. So these are zero DTE day trading. Um, so what you need to do basically is be able to trade, um, you know, you can do it without a $25,000 account if you want. But if you're going to trade a lot, you're going to need either a cash account or a $25,000 margin account. So yeah, if we look down here, you can see this is some more information about the program. This is one thing I don't like so much about it is you can only trade on the big indices or stocks that are like really big like Tesla. And so Roger Scott usually does SPY. And I'll show you some examples on all of these, IWM, QQQ, and SPY, of the indicators in just a moment here. So don't worry, I'm going to go and actually show you the indicator. So these are different things they have. All right. So is it only for thinkorswim? No, it's got TradingView as well. Talking about zero DTE options here. Yeah, there's no complex butterflies or anything. You just buy and sell calls on it. And yeah, and then there's trading. This one, you actually have to pay more, I think, for Trading Zone Live. So we click on that. This is this information here. So let's see what this is about. Sure, be amazed at trading progress. Some of the results. Anyway, this is a different program, but it's related to it in some way. I'm trying to see how it works. So I guess they talk more together. Every single day we use AlphaZone to find the best setups to start on SPY. So I guess you just get the actual alerts. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 probably. Anyway, let's not get into that because it's not necessary because it's a completely different service. You can see it costs like another 1,400 bucks. Let's look at some actual trades. So on my board here, this is a typical example of a trade, right? So you see this little red arrow right here. That basically appears and it signals a downtrend for in this case. And this is on IWM on the 5-minute chart. And you can see this box appears. And so the idea is that if the price breaks the box top top line here, then you stop out. And if it basically breaks the bottom line here, you sell for profit. So it's pretty simple. In this case, because it's obviously a short, you want it to go down. In this case, it did go down and it broke the bottom line, so you take profits down here. So you have a take profit and a stop loss. I've never seen it like an indicator look like this before. So that's one that worked pretty well. Let's see if there's ones that got stopped out or whatever. We look along here. Never seen an indicator that actually does it this way. Yeah, so this one stopped out, so we zoom in on this. You can see up arrow here. This is the take profit. This is the stop loss. We got really close, and then right over here, just a tiny little break of it there, and that's where basically you would stop out. So it doesn't work every time. And it's one of the things I have with this particular indicator is there's no track record. You can't put down like a track record of like, oh, there's an 80% win rate or anything like that. Some of the other systems like Infinity Algo, which I'll link in the description below, it's my favorite indicator, do have that feature and are probably a bit cheaper. So that's a couple of signals on IWM. Let's look at the queues. I haven't actually ever looked at the queues on this um, program yet. Let's see if there's any signals. Zoom out here. It's a couple over here. Let's look at those. Yeah, so this first one would have worked nicely. Get in here, trend it all the way up to here, and then it looks like there's kind of a little bit of a mess here with the red arrow appearing at the take profit mark here, which worked quite nicely. This one just kind of went flat and then stopped out by hitting the top because this is a short. So you had CQs, and then SPY, I guess, is the main one. Everybody trades liquidity, everything. So there's a failed signal there. Try and see what else there is. And you're going to have these histograms as well, which is supposed to help you. Most of you guys that do indicators will know what these are supposed to mean. Like light blue is starting to get bullish. Red is starting to get really bearish when it goes down underneath here like this. And so you can see it does follow the trend. Unfortunately, there's no actual trades here. Well, there's a couple here. So there's one that failed. I can see there. Let's look at the one that worked. The orange line is VWAP, by the way. So this one worked. Basically, this is the box. The arrow appears and it went boom straight up. Then it looks like it almost got rejected from VWAP. Didn't quite make it to VWAP, but yeah. So that's kind of the basics of it. Honestly, my overall impression is it really is kind of expensive for what you get. So just being brutally honest about it, something like Infinity Algo. So we go to Infinity Algo here. I'll link this in the description below. Infinity. I'll just Google it. It's easier. So something like Infinity Algo is only $100. At least it was last time I checked. For basically lifetime. So it's hard to justify, $100. I mean, it's not hard to justify. It's hard to justify buying a more expensive indicator that you don't know the real results of over something that's much cheaper. Let's see if they've still got that deal going. Yeah, $99. Of course, it really never was $1,000, but yeah. So we'll leave a link to that in the description below so you can go and check it out. I highly recommend it. Hopefully, this review of Alpha Zone Indicator by Roger Scott was helpful, and I'll talk to you guys soon.